welcome to the first edition of the football preview show here on GameTimePA-TV. I'm John Buffone, and throughout this episode we'll be checking in with all of our GameTime PA correspondents to break down the most interesting matchups in their area. Let's start right here in Lancaster, where the premier matchup of the week is Lampeter-Strasburg at Hempfield. These two teams battled to a 38-35 decision in favor of Hempfield last year, with a Nate Trimble sack as time expired being the final play of the game. With both of these teams having very explosive offenses, this game could come down to the final play once again this year. Now let's see what's happening in the rest of South Central Pennsylvania.
I'm Sean Michael with GameTime PA's Franklin-Fulton, and this week we start our season off with a big rivalry matchup. Greencastle-Atrim at Chambersburg. Greencastle-Atrim comes into the season looking like one of the best teams in the area. Now they had some problems in their secondary at the end of last season, but they have a lot of players returning from injury, and they also have plenty of playmakers on both sides of the ball. Chambersburg, however, comes in with a lot more questions, starting at quarterback, where they have yet to make a choice between Hunter Leedy or Caden Hoover to lead the offense. And on defense, you have to wonder how they'll replace the production of Colton Brookins and Mitchell Holler at linebacker. Hopefully the Trojans will be able to find some answers on Friday night.
Hi, I'm Brandon Stoneberg with the York Daily Record. Our game to watch in the York area is Northeastern at York Catholic Friday night at 7 o'clock. These two teams have met in the season opener 3 straight years, with the finals being decided by 13 points combined. It's always a close game. We're expecting the same thing again this year. On Northeastern side, they're bringing back their top 3 rushers and are expected to be a sleeper team in Division I. On the other side, the Irish, replacing Hakeem Kennard with Dan Youngmike at quarterback, and Hakeem's younger brother Jakar, they expect to have a breakout year for the Irish. They're expected to contend for the Division III crown. 2 evenly matched teams. We're expecting a close game again Friday night. We'll see who comes out on top.
I'm Pat Huggins in Lebanon, along with Andrew Callahan, where the game of the week is the 44th Cedar Bowl. That'll take place at 7 o'clock Friday night at Earl Bolt Stadium. And Cedar Crest has won the last 3, so we'll see what's in store this week.
It'll be interesting. As you said, Lebanon will be on the road, but they're going to go with a new approach, trying to run the ball offensively. They think they got the men in the trenches to do it, and defensively, a new 4-2-5 to utilize their speed. We'll see how that counteracts Evan Horn and the Falcons.
I think heat could be a factor in this game, too. It's expected to be pretty warm temperatures, so it could come down to conditioning as well.
Hey, I'm Zach Miller from the Evening Sun in Hanover, and our game to watch this week is Southwestern at Gettysburg. Last year's game, there were 62 first-half points, came down to the wire. The Warriors won it with a turnover on downs with less than a minute left. This time, they got the home game, but they have a lot of guys to replace. Southwestern, meanwhile, returns almost everybody from the 5-5 team. They're a favorite to win Division I, while Gettysburg, after an 8-3 season last year, is trying to keep pace and show they can still compete in Division II.
Well, that about wraps up this edition of GameTimePA-TV. Thank you for tuning in. For updates on all your favorite games, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And as always, enjoy the games this weekend.